Chaos isn't a pit, chaos is a ladder. Seneca. What if I told you that the chaos and uncertainty you face every day aren't just obstacles, they're opportunities? When the world feels like it's spinning out of control, most people panic, lose focus, or freeze. But what if you could use that exact storm to rise stronger, calmer, and more unstoppable than ever before? In this video, you'll discover powerful Stoic tactics designed specifically to help you thrive when everything around you is falling apart. These ancient strategies aren't just philosophy. They're a roadmap to mastering your mind, finding clarity amid confusion, and taking control when life feels unpredictable. Stick with me till the very end because the real magic happens when you start applying these principles. By the time you're done watching, you'll have actionable tools to not only survive chaos, but to harness it and turn it into your greatest advantage. If you want to stop being a victim of uncertainty and start becoming the architect of your own calm and success, this video is your guide. Don't miss a second. Your peace of mind depends on it. Number 1, focus only on what you can control. Chaos and uncertainty, these are the storms that test every fiber of your being. But here's the thing, you can't control the storm. You can't dictate the wind or the rain. What you absolutely can control, however, is how you respond to it. That's where your power lies. Focusing only on what you can control isn't just a nice idea. It's a survival tactic, a weapon forged in the fires of Stoic wisdom. Think about this. When your mind drifts into worrying about what's beyond your reach, you're wasting energy, squandering your peace. Epictetus said it plainly. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. This isn't passive acceptance. It's active, deliberate focus. You decide what deserves your attention and energy. You have a choice right now. You can either drown in the flood of uncertainty or build a fortress out of what you can influence. Start small. What's in your control? Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, your attitude. You don't get to control how others behave or what tomorrow brings, but you can master your own mind and decisions. Here's a practical exercise. Every morning, take a moment and write down 3 things within your control. Maybe it's how you treat people, how you plan your day, or how you maintain your health. Keep this list visible. When chaos creeps in, return to it like a lighthouse guiding your ship. Repeat this daily until it becomes a habit, your anchor in the storm. And when you catch yourself spiraling into worry over what you can't control, pause, breathe, remind yourself of words. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This is your mantra. This is your armor. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending everything's fine. It's about channeling your energy where it matters most. Your effort is precious. Invest it wisely. Redirect it from what's out of reach to what's firmly in your grasp. Control your responses, your perspective, your work. That's where true freedom lies. So challenge yourself to make this shift. Start today. Stop feeding chaos by fixating on the uncontrollable. Instead, nurture your power by honing your focus on what you can shape. This is how you thrive, not just survive, when the world feels upside down. You have everything you need within. The rest, let it go. Number 2, embrace discomfort as a path to growth. When chaos knocks at your door and uncertainty clouds your path, your natural instinct might be to run, to avoid discomfort at all costs. But what if I told you that discomfort isn't your enemy? What if it's actually the gateway to your growth, your resilience, your very strength? The Stoics understood this deeply. They taught us that embracing discomfort is not just a necessity, it's a strategy. Seneca famously said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." That means every tough moment you face is like a workout for your inner self. Here's the truth you need to hear. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Comfort is a cozy trap. It lulls you into complacency, softens your edge, and dulls your spirit. But when you lean into discomfort, when you stop running from the uneasy feelings, you build muscles no one can see but everyone can feel in your character. So how do you start embracing discomfort? First, acknowledge that feeling uneasy is normal. It's a signal, not a stop sign. Instead of resisting that nervous energy or the frustration that bubbles up in uncertain times, lean in. Ask yourself, what lesson is here? How can this make me stronger? Said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The obstacle isn't a dead end, it's a stepping stone. Now let's get practical. Next time you feel discomfort creeping in, pause, take a deep breath. Name the discomfort out loud. Saying it puts a bit of space between you and the feeling, makes it less overwhelming. Then set a small challenge for yourself, something just outside your comfort zone. It could be as simple as speaking up in a difficult conversation or trying a new routine that feels awkward at first. The goal isn't perfection, it's practice. Another exercise, try a daily discomfort ritual. This doesn't mean punishing yourself. It means choosing one small thing each day that makes you a bit uncomfortable, but that you willingly face. It trains your mind to handle stress, uncertainty, and change without losing your balance. Remember, this is not about reckless exposure to pain, but about steady, mindful acceptance of what life throws at you. The Stoics remind us that external events are beyond our control, but our responses are entirely ours. You have the power to transform discomfort from a threat into a teacher. So start today. Don't wait for chaos to force your hand. Choose to walk toward discomfort with courage. Build your resilience like a craftsman shaping a masterpiece, one deliberate stroke at a time. Your future self will thank you for it. You're not just surviving chaos, you're thriving in it. Number 3, practice daily reflection to maintain clarity. When the world feels like it's spinning out of control, when chaos and uncertainty surround you like an unrelenting storm, it's easy to feel lost, scattered, or overwhelmed. But here's a powerful truth rooted in Stoic wisdom. Daily reflection is your anchor. It's the tactic that brings clarity back to your mind and steadies your spirit. You might wonder, reflection, every day, isn't that just overthinking? No, it's not about drowning yourself in endless mental loops. It's about carving out a moment, just a few minutes, to step back and see your life, your actions, and your emotions with clear eyes. Said it perfectly. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. That's what daily reflection does. It reconnects you to that source. Now imagine this. Each day you pause to ask yourself, what did I do well? Where did I lose my calm? What thoughts or actions served me, and which ones pulled me away from my peace? This isn't a chore, it's a practice of self-honesty and growth. You're training your mind to recognize patterns, to understand what triggers chaos inside you, and to learn how to navigate it with wisdom. Here, what you can do. Start by setting aside 5 minutes each evening, no distractions, no phone, no noise. Just you and a journal or a piece of paper. Jot down 3 things. One thing you handled well, one thing you struggled with, and one lesson you can carry forward. Don't judge yourself harshly. This is about learning, not punishment. If writing isn't your style, speak your reflections aloud. Talk to yourself as a wise friend would, with kindness and clarity. Ask yourself, what's really important? What can I control right now? Remember Epictetus' advice. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Daily reflection sharpens this choice. Over time, this small habit grows into a powerful shield against chaos. It clears mental fog and brings focus to what truly matters. It stops you from being swept away by every twist and turn life throws your way. Instead, you become the calm center, the steady captain of your ship, navigating uncertainty with confidence. So don't wait for the storm to pass to find your calm. Practice daily reflection like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. The clarity you gain will be your compass, your strength, and your peace. You've got this. Begin tonight. Look inward, reflect, and watch how the chaos outside starts to lose its grip on your mind. Number 4, detach from outcomes. Accept what is. In a world that feels like it's spinning faster every day, chaos and uncertainty can drag you down if you let them. But here's the thing you need to lock into your mind. The only thing you truly control is your reaction. The outcomes, they're a wild card. Trying to cling to specific results is like gripping water. It slips through your fingers no matter how hard you hold on. That's why the Stoics teach you to detach from outcomes and accept what is. Imagine this. Instead of wasting your energy stressing over how things should go, you focus on what you can control: your effort, your attitude, your choices. Put it simply, accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs? The universe has a way of unfolding, and your power lies in how you navigate that unfolding, not in forcing it. Detaching from outcomes doesn't mean you stop caring. Far from it. It means you invest your full heart in the process but release your grip on the end result. It's freedom. It's peace. You stop being a prisoner of uncertainty and start becoming a master of your own mind. Here's your action step. Next time you set a goal or face a challenge, take a moment to remind yourself, I will do my best, but I accept whatever happens. Say it out loud or write it down. This simple act rewires your brain, easing the stress that comes with fixating on the what-ifs. Remember Epictetus' wisdom. It's not events that disturb people, it's their judgments concerning them. Change your judgment, change your experience. Try this practical exercise. Each morning, identify one thing you want to control and one thing you must accept. Maybe it's your work performance you control and the outcome of a project you accept. When you feel anxiety creeping in, pause and return to this mantra. Let acceptance be your anchor. Don't confuse detachment with apathy. It's not about giving up or resigning yourself to fate. It's about embracing reality with open arms, no matter how messy or unpredictable it seems. When you do this, you stop wasting energy fighting what you cannot change, and instead, focus on what moves you forward. So take this moment to commit. Let go of the obsession with results. Lean into the present moment and what you can influence right now. You'll find your resilience deepening, your stress fading, and your ability to thrive, no matter the chaos, increasing with every breath. Remember, the Stoics weren't about escaping life's storms. They were about learning to dance in the rain. You can do the same. It starts by detaching from outcomes and accepting what is. You've got this. Number 5, build resilience through small, consistent actions. When life throws chaos and uncertainty your way, and it will, your best defense isn't some grand, dramatic change. It's the small, steady actions you take every single day. That's how resilience is built. Like the ancient Stoics knew, strength doesn't arrive in one powerful burst. It grows quietly, bit by bit, like a tree stretching its roots deeper underground. You need to start thinking about resilience as a muscle. It doesn't get stronger because of one heroic effort, but through consistent practice. Every small step you take adds to your inner strength. Said, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. That's the essence of small, consistent actions, making deliberate choices that align with your values, even when no one's watching. Now, here's the thing. Chaos and uncertainty will never completely vanish, but your ability to handle them will. By practicing tiny, daily habits that challenge your mind and spirit, you create a foundation that can hold you steady when everything else feels shaky. Here's a practical exercise for you. Each morning, write down one small thing you can do today that strengthens your resilience. It might be something as simple as pausing to breathe deeply when stress creeps in, or setting a tiny goal to stick to a healthy routine. No action is too small. Keep it manageable. The key is consistency, not intensity. Then at night, reflect. Did you take that small step? How did it feel? This reflection builds awareness, a critical Stoic tool. Epictetus taught us, we are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them. By choosing to see your daily actions as building blocks of strength, you change your view and empower yourself. Another way to build resilience is to embrace discomfort in small doses. This doesn't mean recklessness, but deliberately stepping out of your comfort zone bit by bit. A brief moment of uncertainty or challenge today makes you more capable tomorrow. The Stoics believed in preparing the mind for adversity through small tests. Think of it as mental training for life's big battles. So how do you start? Pick one consistent action. Stick with it for a week. No matter how small it seems, commit fully. Feel the power in that commitment. When you do, you'll find your ability to handle chaos and uncertainty growing quietly but undeniably. Remember, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Use those small, consistent actions to turn your obstacles into stepping stones. You've got this. Step by step, day by day, you're building a resilience that no storm can break. Remember, chaos and uncertainty aren't your enemies. They're the proving grounds for your strength. As wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. If you want to thrive when the world feels unstable, start by mastering your inner calm. Use these Stoic tactics not just as ideas, but as daily practices that shape your resilience and clarity. Stay grounded, keep moving forward, and watch how chaos becomes your catalyst for growth. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a chance to strengthen your mind and spirit. Your journey through the storm starts now. Stay strong, stay stoic. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. What if I told you that the challenges and disruptions you face right now aren't obstacles, but opportunities, hidden paths to growth and strength? Change is the one constant in life, and yet it often feels overwhelming, unpredictable, and out of our control. If you've ever felt lost or stuck when life throws curveballs, you're not alone. But what if there was a way to not just survive change, but to navigate it with calm, clarity, and confidence? In this video, Stoic tips for navigating change and disruption, you'll discover timeless Stoic wisdom that can transform how you respond to uncertainty. These practical strategies will teach you how to embrace change, manage your emotions, and turn disruption into your greatest ally. Make sure you watch till the very end, because the final tips are game changers, designed to empower you to face any upheaval with unshakable resilience. If you're ready to master the art of adapting and thriving amid life's twists and turns, this video is your roadmap. Let's dive in. Number 1, accept what you cannot control. Change and disruption, two things that can shake your world in an instant. But here's the Stoic secret you need to hold onto tight. Accept what you cannot control. Sounds simple, right? Yet, it's one of the hardest things for us to actually practice. You might find yourself caught up in trying to fix everything, worrying about outcomes or wishing things were different. But the truth, none of that energy helps when it's poured into things beyond your reach. One of the greatest Stoics said it best: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When you truly grasp this, your perspective shifts. The chaos outside doesn't control your peace inside. You might not stop the storm, but you can learn to be the calm at its center. So what does this really mean for you? It's about flipping the script. Instead of stressing over everything around you, what others say, the unexpected changes, the things you can't influence, start focusing on what you can do. Your actions, your mindset, your choices. These are your true domains of power. Try this exercise. When you feel overwhelmed, pause, take a deep breath, ask yourself, is this something I can change? If the answer is no, then give yourself permission to let it go. Seriously, practice saying mentally, this is outside my control and that's okay. Feel the weight lift as you do. Over time, this will become a habit. Your mind will stop racing after the uncontrollable and start settling into what truly matters, your response. Remember, acceptance doesn't mean resignation or passivity. It means clarity. When you stop fighting the uncontrollable, you free your energy to tackle what's real and actionable. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your reaction is your power. Own it. Challenge yourself daily. When a disruption hits, instead of spiraling, take a moment. Breathe. Acknowledge the reality without judgment. Then ask, what's my next step within my control? It could be as small as adjusting your attitude, reframing your thoughts, or planning your next move calmly. Accepting what you cannot control isn't a one-time thing. It's a mindset you build piece by piece. And with every step you take toward this acceptance, you reclaim your peace. You become unstoppable, not because the world bends to you, but because you no longer bend to its chaos. So start now. Own your mind. Own your peace. Accept what you cannot control and watch how your life begins to transform from the inside out. Number 2, focus on your response, not the event. When life throws a curveball, and it will, your power doesn't lie in controlling the event itself. Instead, it's in how you respond. This is the core of what Stoics have understood for centuries. Focus on your response, not the event. You might not be able to stop the storm, but you absolutely can choose how you stand in it. Here's the thing. The event, that disruption, that change is out of your control. You can't rewind time, freeze circumstances, or demand the world to behave differently. What you can control is your mindset, your actions, your attitude. And that is where your strength is. One of the great Stoic emperors reminded himself to choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. This isn't about denying pain or struggle. It's about refusing to let the event dictate your inner state. When you make your response your focal point, you shift from being a passive victim to an active participant in your life story. So, what does focusing on your response look like in practice? It means catching yourself when you slip into frustration or despair. It means taking a breath before reacting. It means grounding yourself in the present moment and asking, what can I do right now that serves me? Here's a simple exercise to start. When something disruptive happens, pause. In that pause, identify your initial emotional reaction. Label it anger, fear, disappointment. Naming it gives you power over it. Next, remind yourself that the event itself is neutral. It's your interpretation that colors it. Then ask yourself, what's within my control here? And finally, choose a small step forward, no matter how tiny, that aligns with your values or goals. You're building a muscle here, the muscle of response. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes. You'll find that instead of being tossed by every wave, you begin steering your ship with intention. Epictetus, another pillar of Stoicism, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is your invitation. You can't control the world, but you can master your mind. When disruption strikes, don't waste energy on fighting the storm. Focus on adjusting your sails. This mindset won't just help you survive change, it will help you thrive through it. Remember, every moment offers a choice. Your response is your power. Own it. Embrace it. Let it be the steady flame guiding you through uncertainty. And as you practice, watch how your resilience grows, how your peace deepens, and how the chaos around you loses its grip. The next time change or disruption hits, don't rush to control what you cannot. Instead, center yourself, choose your response wisely, and move forward with purpose. That's the Stoic way, and it's a way that empowers you to live fully, no matter what comes your way. Number 3, practice mindfulness and presence. When life throws change and disruption your way, the first instinct might be to panic, rush, or resist. But here's the thing. The power to navigate those wild shifts calmly starts with one simple, yet profound practice: mindfulness and presence. Yes, it sounds straightforward, but it's a game changer. Stoics remind us, confine yourself to the present. What does that really mean? It means anchoring yourself fully in the now, instead of letting your mind spiral into worries about what happened or fears of what might come. You've probably noticed how your thoughts often jump to the past or future, dragging your emotions along for the ride. That's where mindfulness steps in. It's about catching yourself in that moment, pausing the endless chatter and tuning into what's really happening right here, right now. This isn't just meditation fluff. It's a tool you can use anytime, anywhere, to ground yourself when everything feels out of control. Start small. The next time you feel overwhelmed by change, take a deep breath and slow down. Notice your breath, how it moves in and out. Feel your feet on the ground. Listen to the sounds around you. This simple act rewires your brain to stay present, making you less reactive and more deliberate. Epictetus wisely said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." Mindfulness gives you that choice. It opens the space between stimulus and response, where you reclaim your calm and clarity. Instead of being swept away by the chaos, you observe it, assess it, and decide your next step with wisdom. Try this exercise. Set aside 5 minutes daily to check in with yourself. Sit quietly and observe your thoughts without judgment. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Over time, this builds a muscle, a mental strength that helps you stay steady amid disruption. Now here, where most people slip up, they think mindfulness is about escaping reality or shutting off emotions. Nope, it's quite the opposite. Being present means feeling your emotions fully but not letting them dictate your actions. It means seeing challenges clearly, without distortion. This clarity is exactly what helps you adapt, pivot, and move forward. So commit right now to practicing presence. When change hits, don't react impulsively. Pause, breathe, anchor yourself in the moment. Remember Seneca's words, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Your future self will thank you for the calm and control you cultivate today. You've got this. Being mindful isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Start practicing now and watch how it transforms your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. The next wave of change, you'll meet it with steady hands and a clear mind. Number 4, use obstacles as opportunities. When life throws obstacles your way, and it will, your reaction shapes everything. The Stoics remind us that obstacles are not just roadblocks, they're invitations. Invitations to grow, to rethink, to become stronger. Said it best, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That's a powerful shift in perspective you need to embrace. Here's the truth. Obstacles are inevitable, but how you see them, that's your power. Instead of resisting or resenting the disruption, choose to see it as a chance to adapt, to innovate, to discover a part of yourself you never knew existed. The challenge becomes fuel, not a fire to burn you down. How do you start turning obstacles into opportunities? First, pause. Don't react immediately. That's crucial. When something disrupts your plans, your first instinct might be frustration, anxiety, or even giving up. Instead, breathe, step back, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What new path can this open? Remember Epictetus's wisdom. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Now, here's a simple but powerful exercise for you. When you face an obstacle, write down 3 ways this challenge could benefit you. Maybe it sharpens your patience. Maybe it forces you to build a new skill. Or perhaps it makes you rethink your priorities. Push yourself to find at least one positive outcome. Doing this rewires your mind to seek growth instead of defeat. Next, act on it. Obstacles demand action, not just reflection. What small step can you take today to move forward despite the challenge? Even tiny progress matters. The Stoics believed in consistent effort. Seneca advised, begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Each obstacle you face is a fresh chance to practice resilience. Here's something else to keep close. Obstacles reveal what you truly control. You can't always change the event, but you control your attitude, your effort, your response. This focus on what's in your power is the heart of Stoic practice. When you catch yourself spiraling into helplessness, bring your mind back to this circle of control. What can you do right now? Finally, remind yourself that obstacles are temporary. They don't define you. Your character does. You are the captain steering through storms, not the storm itself. The way you handle disruption becomes your legacy. So own it, embrace it, grow with it. You're not just enduring change, you're transforming because of it. Obstacles, they're the raw material for your strength. Don't shy away. Step into the challenge with courage. As said, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. It's gritty, it's tough, but it's also beautiful if you choose to see it that way. Number 5, cultivate resilience through perspective. When life shakes things up, and believe me, it will, your ability to bounce back isn't just about toughing it out. It starts with how you see the situation. This is what Stoics nailed centuries ago. Resilience grows from perspective. If you want to navigate change and disruption like a pro, you've got to train your mind to shift gears, to look at obstacles not as dead ends, but as openings, pathways that can lead you somewhere better. Said it simply, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Here's the secret. Your power doesn't come from controlling what happens around you. It comes from controlling how you interpret it. You might not get to choose what changes come your way, but you absolutely can choose how you respond. This is where resilience takes root. So how do you start cultivating this mindset? First, practice stepping back. When something disrupts your day, pause. Don't react immediately. Instead, ask yourself, what's really happening here? Is this something I can control? When you see the situation clearly, without the fog of panic or frustration, you'll often realize it's less threatening than it first seemed. Next, remind yourself that disruption is temporary. Reminds us, time is a river, a violent current of events glimpsed once and already carried past us. Change flows through life like a river. It doesn't stop for anyone. Resisting only wears you down. Flow with it instead. This doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means adapting your sails to the wind, not trying to stop the wind. Try this simple exercise to shift your perspective daily. Whenever you face a challenge, write down 3 ways this disruption might actually benefit you in the long run. Maybe it forces you to rethink priorities, develop a new skill, or deepen your patience. You're training your brain to spot opportunity hidden inside difficulty. This is mental agility in action. Also, cultivate gratitude for the things that remain stable. Epictetus taught, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." When you focus on what's steady in your life, your health, your abilities, your values, you build an anchor. This anchor keeps you grounded, even when the storm feels overwhelming. Finally, remind yourself every day, Your inner world is yours alone. It's untouchable by external chaos unless you let it be. Practice quiet moments, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply breathing deeply, where you reconnect with your center. Build resilience not as a vague goal but as a daily habit. You have the strength to face whatever disruption comes your way. Shift your perspective. Own your response. That's where true resilience lives. Take that first step now. Look at today's challenge with fresh eyes and watch how your world begins to change. Thanks for watching. Remember, change and disruption are inevitable, but how you respond, that's your true power. Use these Stoic tips as your steady compass when everything feels uncertain. Keep your focus on what you can control, stay grounded in your values, and face challenges with calm strength. If you found value in this video, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use a little more calm in their chaos. And don't forget, true resilience starts from within. Keep practicing, keep growing, and keep living with purpose. See you next time. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. What if I told you that chasing validation from others is one of the quickest ways to lose yourself? Every like, every nod of approval, every compliment you seek chips away at your true self-respect. You're pouring your energy into the approval of others, people who don't define your worth. And while you're busy chasing their validation, you're forgetting the one approval that truly matters, your own. In this video, we dive into 12 powerful lessons from Stoic philosophy that will help you break free from the exhausting trap of seeking external validation. These lessons are not just ideas, they are practical tools to rebuild your self-respect and reclaim your inner power. Stick with me till the end because these lessons will challenge how you think, how you feel, and how you act. By the time you're done watching, you'll understand how to stand firm in your own value, regardless of what the world says. It's time to stop chasing and start owning who you are. Your journey to true self-respect begins here. Number 1, true self-worth comes from within, not from others' approval. Listen closely. Your true self-worth can't and shouldn't be tethered to what others think of you. This isn't just some nice idea, it's a Stoic truth that's as practical as it is freeing. Reminded us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. But what about believing in yourself even when no one else does? That's where your real power lies. Your value comes from within, pure, steady, unshakable. Why waste your energy chasing the applause of others? It's a trap that leads nowhere but exhaustion and self-doubt. When you rely on external approval, you give away your power. You hand over your peace of mind to forces outside your control. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This means your worth isn't in words or validation, but in the strength of your character and how you live your truth. Here's the challenge for you. Start anchoring your self-respect internally. Begin by acknowledging your own values, those principles that matter to you regardless of what others say or think. Write them down. Make them clear. This clarity acts like a compass in stormy seas. Next, practice daily self-reflection. Ask yourself, am I living according to my own standards or am I bending to please others? Be honest. Don't fear discomfort. It's part of growth. This practice roots you in your own truth and helps you shake off the need for constant approval. Now take action. The next time you feel the urge to seek validation, pause, breathe, remind yourself, your worth isn't tied to likes, praise, or agreement. It's built on your integrity, your choices, your inner strength. Repeat this affirmation. My value is inherent. It is not for others to grant or take away. Another practical step is to limit your exposure to environments that demand constant validation, social media, negative company, or any place where you feel diminished. Protect your mental space like a fortress. Seneca advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Surround yourself with those who support your growth, not those who keep you dependent on their approval. Remember, real confidence grows in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It's in your silent resolve to honor yourself even in solitude. This self-reliance is the bedrock of true freedom. So commit today, stop chasing what you don't own. Cultivate what you do, the steady, unwavering sense of self-respect that no one can shake. You owe yourself that much. Take it seriously. Build it daily. Live it fully. Because at the end of the day, your self-worth isn't a reflection in someone else's eyes. It's the light that comes from within you, bright enough to guide your way through any darkness. Number 2, focus on what you can control, your thoughts and actions. When it comes to building true self-respect, one of the most powerful things you can do is focus on what's actually within your control, your thoughts and your actions. It sounds simple, but this idea is a game changer. Why? Because so much of the stress, the anxiety, the constant need for approval, it all comes from trying to control what you simply cannot. Other people's opinions, external events, outcomes, they're out of your hands. But your mind, your choices, those are yours always. Put it perfectly, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Imagine how liberating that is. You don't have to be tossed around by every opinion, every mood, every unexpected twist life throws at you. You become the calm in the storm, the one who stays steady because you're rooted in what you can influence, your own thoughts and actions. But how do you make this real in your day-to-day life? It starts with awareness. You need to catch yourself when your mind drifts into the territory of "I need others to like me," or "if this doesn't go my way, I'm a failure." Recognize these thoughts for what they are, noise, distractions from your true power. Then deliberately shift your focus back to your own responses. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? How can I choose my reaction instead of reacting? Here's a practical exercise to help you build this habit. Every morning, take a moment and write down 2 things. One thought you want to hold on to, and one action you commit to taking that day, no matter what. Maybe it's practicing patience or choosing to respond kindly instead of defensively. Whatever it is, keep it simple and doable. By doing this, you're training your mind to zero in on what you control. Epictetus reminded us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This isn't just a nice quote to memorize, it's a call to action. When you focus on your own thoughts and actions, you reclaim your freedom. You stop chasing validation from others because you know that your value isn't dependent on their approval. It's grounded in your integrity and self-discipline. And don't underestimate the power of this shift. When your energy is directed inward, you build a fortress of self-respect. You grow resilient because you're not at the mercy of every external shake-up. You become consistent, reliable, to yourself first, and that's the foundation for anyone else's respect. So start today. Choose to focus your energy on what you can control. Catch those wandering thoughts. Decide your actions with intention. This habit, practiced daily, will transform your relationship with yourself and the world. You won't need to seek approval. You'll stand firm in your own worth. That's true freedom. That's real self-respect. Number 3, external validation is fleeting. Inner peace is lasting. You've probably felt it before, the rush that comes when someone praises you, acknowledges your work, or gives you a nod of approval. It feels good, right? But here's the catch. That feeling is as fleeting as a spark in the night. It flares up, lights your world for a moment, then fades away, leaving you craving more. This craving, this endless chase for external validation, can trap you in a loop that steals your peace and steals your power. Stoicism offers a profound truth you need to hold close. External validation is fleeting, inner peace is lasting. Reminds us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. This means you hold the key. Your peace doesn't depend on applause, likes, or approval. It's a quiet fortress built from within, unaffected by the unpredictable tides outside. So how do you shift from seeking validation outside yourself to cultivating that calm, steady sense of self-respect and peace inside? It starts with awareness. Notice when you're looking to others for approval. Catch those moments. Are you refreshing your social feeds for likes? Waiting for a compliment to feel worthy? Acknowledge it without judgment, then gently remind yourself, this is not where my value lives. Here's your first action step. Practice the art of self-validation. Every day, take a moment to affirm your worth out loud or in writing. Say to yourself, I am enough, or my value is not tied to others' opinions. This simple exercise rewires your mind to find strength within, not from the outside world. Next, cultivate stillness. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." When you find your mind spinning with worries about what others think, pause, breathe deeply, ground yourself in the present moment. Remind yourself that true peace is found not in external approval, but in your ability to stay centered amid chaos. Another powerful exercise is journaling. Write down moments when you felt validated externally, and then contrast them with times you felt calm, confident, and content without needing anyone's approval. This reflection builds your awareness of the difference and fuels your motivation to prioritize inner peace. Remember, this isn't about shutting out the world or refusing connection. It's about reclaiming your power and dignity. When you no longer tether your self-worth to external voices, you become unshakable. You develop a quiet confidence that isn't swayed by praise or criticism. So start today. Step back from the craving for validation. Build your fortress of peace inside. Embrace the Stoic path. Your value is inherent, unchanging, and independent of fleeting applause. Take that truth, hold it close, and let it guide every step you take. Your lasting peace is waiting. Claim it. Number 4, practice indifference to praise and criticism alike. Here's the truth. You will never have control over what people say about you. Praise will come and go like the wind, and criticism will hit when you least expect it. But here's the catch. Letting either praise or criticism rule your emotions, that's where your power drains away. The Stoics knew this deeply. Advised, if someone does wrong, it's because they are mistaken, not because they truly harm you. And that's the key. Neither praise nor blame has the power to harm you unless you let it. You need to practice a kind of indifference, a cool calm that lets words bounce off you, whether they lift you up or tear you down. This isn't about becoming numb or uncaring. It's about training your mind to hold steady, to value your own judgment above the noise of others. Imagine your mind as a lake. Praise and criticism are like leaves floating on the surface. Notice them, but don't let them disturb the deep water beneath. How do you build this? Start with awareness. The next time someone compliments you, pause. Notice the feeling that rises inside. Now, when criticism comes, do the same. Don't immediately react or let it twist your mood. Instead, observe. This little pause is your power zone. It breaks the automatic chain reaction. Epictetus reminds us, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will go on well. That's exactly what this practice is. You don't chase praise and you don't fear criticism. You accept them as they are, external, fleeting, and ultimately out of your control. Here's a practical exercise for you. Write down a recent praise and a recent criticism you've received. Reflect on each. How did it make you feel? Now, challenge yourself to identify if those feelings were based on your own values or the opinions of others. This helps you root your self-worth internally, not externally. Another habit to develop: when you feel swayed by words, remind yourself of your core values. Ask, Does this praise or criticism reflect who I truly am or want to be? If the answer is no, let it slide right off you. The beauty of practicing indifference is that it frees you. You become the master of your emotions, not their slave. When you stop chasing applause or fearing judgment, you reclaim your self-respect. You create a quiet strength that no fleeting opinion can shake. So start today. Notice your reactions. Breathe. Center yourself. Train your mind to stand firm regardless of what others say. This is more than a mental exercise. It's a way of life, a shield for your peace and a path to true self-respect. Your value isn't in others' words. It's in how you hold yourself steady through the storm. Number 5, know your values and live by them consistently. Knowing your values and living by them consistently isn't just a nice idea. It's the foundation of genuine self-respect. When you stop chasing validation from others and instead anchor yourself in what truly matters to you, something powerful shifts inside. Your sense of worth stops being a fragile thing, tossed around by opinions and external approval. It becomes steady, unshakable. The Stoics had it right. Reminds us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. This isn't just about ethics, it's about clarity. You need to get clear on what you stand for, your principles, your non-negotiables, and then live them out without hesitation. No more bending, no more twisting yourself to fit someone else's mold. Ask yourself, what values feel so core to you that breaking them would feel like betraying yourself? Integrity, courage, compassion, discipline. Once you nail these down, it's time to let them guide your every move. Your actions become your loudest statement, not what you say, not what others think, but what you do. Here's the kicker. Living by your values isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about showing up for yourself every single day, even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it's easier to follow the crowd or seek approval. That's where true strength lies. Start small. Write down your top 3 values. Keep them somewhere visible. Let them be your compass during moments of doubt or temptation. When you feel yourself slipping into people-pleasing or self-doubt, pause and ask, is this aligned with my values? If the answer is no, course correct immediately. This simple habit rewires your mindset. Seneca said, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Living your values grounds you in the present because you stop worrying about others' opinions. You stop chasing empty applause. Instead, you build a life that feels right to you, and that's the kind of confidence that can't be shaken. Here's a practical exercise for you. Each morning, remind yourself of your values. Visualize how you want to embody them today. And every evening, reflect on your actions. Did they line up with your values? Celebrate the wins and identify where you can improve. This practice makes living by your values a daily habit, not just a vague idea. Remember, self-respect blossoms when your inner world and outer actions match. You don't have to change who you are to be accepted. You just have to be you. Grounded, clear, and unapologetically true. So start now. Define your values. Wear them like armor. Let them guide your life. Because when you do, validation becomes irrelevant. You become your own source of strength, and that is freedom. Number 6, cultivate self-discipline to strengthen your character. If you want to stop chasing validation, there's one skill you absolutely must sharpen: self-discipline. Cultivating self-discipline isn't about being rigid or harsh with yourself. It's about building a rock-solid foundation for your character, one that no outside approval can shake. When you master this, you start owning your actions, your choices, your very identity. You stop depending on applause or nods from others because your respect for yourself runs deep and steady. Think of self-discipline as the muscle that holds you upright when life's winds blow hard. Seneca put it perfectly: No man is free who is not master of himself. That means real freedom comes when you call the shots on your habits, your reactions, your mindset. You decide what to let in and what to push away. The chaos of outside opinions, it becomes background noise, not your reality. So how do you grow this muscle? Start small. Pick one habit that you've been avoiding. Maybe it's waking up earlier, sticking to a workout, or simply not scrolling endlessly through your phone. Make a commitment to yourself. No excuses, no delays. The first few days will test you. You'll want to quit. That's the exact moment to lean in. Because every time you resist temptation or follow through despite discomfort, you're strengthening your character. Here's a practical step. Create a daily ritual focused on discipline. It could be as simple as setting a timer to focus on one task without interruption for 20 minutes. No multitasking, no distractions, just pure, intentional effort. This trains your mind to hold steady, to stay on course even when it's easier to drift. Reminder, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Obstacles aren't there to stop you, they are your path to growth. When you meet resistance, don't pull back. Use it. Let it forge your discipline stronger. Another powerful exercise is journaling your progress daily. Reflect on moments you acted with self-control and moments you didn't. What triggered lapses? What pushed you forward? This awareness is key because discipline doesn't mean perfection. It means commitment. You'll slip, but what matters is how quickly you get back up. As you build this habit, you'll notice a shift. You'll care less about others' approval because you know your worth doesn't depend on their applause. It lives in your actions, your consistency, your integrity. Self-discipline anchors you in your true self, not in the fleeting approval of the crowd. So here's the challenge for you. Pick one area in your life where you feel scattered or weak. Start today to cultivate discipline there. Push past the urge to quit. Embrace the discomfort. Because every moment you do, you're sculpting a character that stands tall, unshaken by the world's noise. That's the kind of strength that leads to real self-respect, and it's yours to claim. Number 7, avoid comparing yourself to others. When you find yourself caught in the trap of comparing your life, achievements, or even your worth to others, pause. Really stop and think about what's happening inside you. That urge to measure yourself against someone else is a thief of joy and a blocker of self-respect. It pulls you away from your own path and drags you into a whirlwind of insecurity and dissatisfaction. You have to break free from this habit because the moment you start comparing, you're losing sight of what truly matters, your own growth and peace. The Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca said, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." You see, your mind is your fortress, but comparing yourself to others leaves that fortress wide open to attack. When you look outside for validation or to gauge your worth, you hand over control to things beyond your influence, other people's lives, their choices, their successes. That's a dangerous surrender. You need to shift your focus inward. This isn't about ignoring others or their achievements, but about recognizing that your journey is unique. Your pace, your challenges, your strengths, these aren't anyone else's to measure. It's time to own that truth. When you stop comparing, you reclaim your energy and respect. You start living according to your values and efforts, not someone else's highlight reel. Here's something practical for you. Every time you catch yourself slipping into comparison, pause and breathe. Ask yourself, is this thought serving my peace or stealing it? Then redirect your attention. Focus on one small win today. It could be a kind word you said, a task you finished, or a moment you stayed calm under pressure. Celebrate that. It's yours and no one else. Also, consider journaling your unique strengths and achievements, no matter how small they seem. Write down what you're proud of and what you're working on. Keep this list close and revisit it whenever envy or doubt creeps in. This simple habit trains your mind to value your own journey, building a resilient self-respect that no comparison can shake. Remember's words: the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Guard your mind fiercely. Don't allow it to waste energy on measuring itself against others. Instead, invest that energy in becoming the best version of you. You have the power to control your mindset. You can choose to stop chasing shadows cast by others and start embracing your own light. This isn't just about feeling better. It's about living with dignity, authenticity, and true self-respect. So, start today. Notice the comparisons, confront them, and gently steer your mind back to your own path. Your peace and progress depend on it. Number 8, accept yourself fully, flaws and all. Look, the first step toward true self-respect is to accept yourself fully. Flaws, quirks, imperfections, the whole package. You've got to stop fighting against who you are, because that fight only drains your energy and keeps you trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and chasing approval from others. The Stoics knew this well, reminded us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. You have the power. Right now. Accepting yourself isn't about giving up or settling. It's about seeing yourself clearly and treating that image with honesty and kindness. You don't have to pretend to be perfect or fool anyone, least of all yourself. Instead, lean into your humanity. Your flaws don't diminish your worth. They make you real. When you embrace that, you're no longer at the mercy of other people's opinions or the endless need for validation. Here, where you need to act, start by naming your perceived flaws. Grab a journal and list them out without judgment. Then, next to each one, write why it's a part of you and how it shapes your unique story. Don't run from these parts, explore them. Understand them. When you do this, you start dismantling the harsh internal critic that fuels insecurity. Epictetus once said, "Know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly." Knowing yourself means accepting everything in that self, including the rough edges. Stop polishing a mask for others to see. Let your authenticity shine, even if it's imperfect. Another powerful habit: when you catch yourself craving validation, pause. Ask, am I seeking approval because I doubt my own value? Breathe. Remind yourself that your self-worth is not on loan from anyone else. It's yours, built from within. Repeat this affirmation: I am enough as I am. Practice self-compassion daily. When you mess up, don't spiral into self-criticism. Instead, talk to yourself as you would a friend. You deserve that same kindness. Remember Seneca's words: begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Finally, cultivate gratitude for your whole self, strengths and flaws alike. Each part is a tool, a lesson, a stepping stone. When you appreciate your full self, you anchor your worth in reality, not in fleeting external approval. So here's your call to action. Commit to this journey of acceptance today. Look in the mirror, acknowledge everything you see, and say, I accept myself. Do it often, do it with conviction. This isn't a one-time thing, it's a practice. But it's the foundation of unshakable self-respect and freedom from chasing validation. You're ready. Start now. Number 9, prioritize your own judgment over popular opinion. You need to understand this deeply. Your judgment, the way you see yourself and the world, must come before the opinions of the crowd. It's tempting, isn't it, to seek approval, to conform, to blend in just to feel accepted. But here's the truth that Stoicism presses upon you. Popular opinion is often fleeting, unreliable, and frequently wrong. If you let it guide your sense of self-worth, you'll be tossed around by every gust of external noise. That's no way to live. Reminded himself, and he wants you to remember, that if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed. But note, he said what I think or do first. That means your judgment is your starting point. It's your responsibility to be the gatekeeper of your own values. Popular opinion, it can be a distant echo that doesn't have the final say. So what does it mean for you? It means you have to start trusting yourself more. Yes, your own mind, your reasoning, your gut feeling. Not in a blind, arrogant way, but in a committed, discerning way. Because when you depend on others' approval, you hand over your power. You become reactive, vulnerable to every wave of praise or criticism. This is where your strength lies, knowing your values, your principles, and standing firm even when the world seems to disagree. Epictetus put it simply, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. If your reaction depends on public applause or condemnation, you're handing away your freedom. Here's your action step. Begin every day with a moment of self-reflection. Ask yourself, what do I believe about this? What aligns with my principles? Write it down. Let it be your anchor. Then, when external opinions come flooding in, be it social media, conversations, or the pressure to conform, test those opinions against your anchor. Another practical exercise. When you catch yourself wanting to change your behavior just to fit in or please others, pause, take a breath. Ask, am I doing this because it feels right to me or because I want validation? Be honest. Train your mind to distinguish between these impulses. Over time, you'll notice a shift. You won't feel as shaken by popular trends or criticisms. Instead, your self-respect will deepen because it's built on your own rock-solid judgment. Remember Seneca's words, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. Don't scatter your self-worth trying to be what everyone else wants. Focus inward, own your judgments, prioritize them above the crowd's noise. You have the power to live authentically, free from the chains of approval seeking. It starts by trusting yourself more than the crowd. So, take charge. Ground your self-respect in your own mind. This is your path to genuine strength and peace. Number 10. Embrace solitude to reconnect with your true self. There's something deeply powerful about solitude, about stepping away from the noise, the opinions, the endless chatter of the world, and giving yourself the gift of quiet. If you're constantly chasing validation, your mind is tangled in other people's judgments. You lose touch with what truly matters. Embracing solitude isn't about loneliness. It's about reconnecting with your true self, the part of you that's steady, clear, and whole, no matter what anyone else thinks. Seneca once said, associate with people who are likely to improve you. But before you can improve, you need to know who you are without the influence of others. When you isolate yourself, not as a punishment, but as a deliberate practice, you create space to listen to your own thoughts, desires, and values. This is where real self-respect begins. Ask yourself, when was the last time you sat in silence and just felt your own presence without distraction? If you can't remember, that's a sign to start making solitude a priority. It's in these moments alone that you clear away the noise and discover what's authentic beneath the surface. Here's the thing, you don't have to retreat for days or weeks to gain this clarity. Even small pockets of solitude, 10 or 15 minutes a day, can work wonders. Start by setting a daily ritual. Find a quiet corner, turn off your phone, and just breathe. Don't rush. Don't fill the silence. Sit with yourself and observe your thoughts as if you're an outsider. Notice which thoughts serve you and which are just echoes of what others expect. Reminded himself, nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. You can carry this retreat within you, wherever you go. The more you practice solitude, the more you build a sanctuary inside, an unshakable core that no external validation can touch. Practical exercise. Each day, schedule a solitude session. Start with 5 minutes, then increase it as you grow comfortable. Use a journal to write down what comes up during your quiet moments. What do you really want? What beliefs are truly yours? What parts of you have been lost in the noise? Writing this out grounds your experience and helps you reconnect more deeply. Remember, solitude is not about escaping the world. It's about showing up for yourself with honesty and courage. When you cultivate this inner connection, you become less dependent on the approval of others. Your self-respect grows because it's rooted in you, not in fleeting external praise. So make solitude your ally. Let it be the time where you recharge, reflect, and reclaim your identity. This is a step toward freedom, the freedom from seeking validation, the freedom to stand strong in your own truth. Embrace this practice. Protect it. Your true self is waiting for you there. Number 11. Let go of the need to impress or please everyone. Here's the truth you need to hear. You don't have to impress everyone. You're not built to please the whole world, and trying to do so only drains your energy and steals your peace. When you let go of this exhausting need, something incredible happens. You reclaim your self-respect. You take back control of your happiness. The Stoics knew this well. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Think about that. It's not about others' opinions. It's about how you carry yourself. When you stop chasing applause, you start living authentically. That's where true power lies. But I get it. It's hard to stop wanting approval. It's almost wired into us. So how do you shift? How do you start building your self-respect by ignoring that constant need to impress? First, recognize that no matter how hard you try, you can't please everyone. Some people won't like you. That's a fact, and it's okay. You don't have to bend and twist to fit their expectations. When you accept this, the weight lifts off your shoulders. You breathe easier. Next, practice saying no without guilt. No to overcommitting yourself just to earn praise. No to changing who you are for others' comfort. This is your life, your values, your peace. Hold on to them tightly. Here's a simple but powerful exercise. Every day, remind yourself, "I am enough as I am." Say it aloud. Write it down. Let it sink in. When you feel the urge to people please, repeat this mantra. Feel your confidence grow. Also, journal about your motivations. When was the last time you did something just to impress others? How did it make you feel afterward? Often, that fleeting approval fades quickly, leaving emptiness. But acting in line with your values, that builds lasting respect from yourself first and foremost. Be indifferent to what makes no difference. So, the next time you catch yourself worrying about others' opinions, pause. Ask, does this opinion affect my character, my purpose? If not, dismiss it. Let it fall away like dust. Finally, surround yourself with people who respect you for who you are, not who you pretend to be. Real connections don't require masks or performances. They thrive on authenticity. You deserve to live a life where your self-worth doesn't hinge on applause or approval. So start now. Stop the chase. Embrace your true self. Build your inner fortress of self-respect that no external noise can shake. You've got this. Take back your power, one honest moment at a time. Number 12, remember, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. There's a quote from that cuts straight to the heart of self-respect and personal growth. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Let that sink in. How often do you find yourself caught up in debates, doubts, or endless conversations about what it means to be good, worthy, or respected? How much time do you spend worrying about how others see you, instead of focusing on who you truly are? Here's the truth. Self-respect doesn't come from talking or thinking about it endlessly. It comes from action, Real, consistent action that reflects your values, your integrity, and your commitment to being better every day. Isn't just giving advice, he's issuing a challenge. Stop overthinking, stop seeking external approval, and simply start living the principles you admire. Be the example, walk the path. Imagine how freeing it is to stop chasing validation from others and instead turn your energy inward. The Stoics remind us that our worth isn't defined by outside applause but by how faithfully we live according to reason and virtue. Seneca put it plainly, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. That means you have to own your present choices, right now, today. Here's your call to action. Don't spend another minute debating what being good means in theory. Define your own values clearly. What does integrity mean to you? What does kindness look like in your life? Write it down. Be specific. Then hold yourself accountable to those standards, no matter what anyone else says or thinks. Try this practical exercise. Each morning, commit to one small action that aligns with your values. Maybe it's honesty in a difficult conversation, patience when irritation rises, or generosity without expecting anything back. At the end of the day, reflect on whether you lived that commitment. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress and consistency. It's about being the person you respect. Remember, self-respect is built in moments where you choose your own standards over public opinion, where you choose character over convenience. Understood that debate and judgment from others are distractions. What truly matters is what you do with your time and who you become. So stop wasting energy on arguments about goodness or worthiness. Instead, get to work. Be the good person you admire. Live your values so deeply and authentically that no external validation can shake you. That's real power. That's real respect. Your peace, your confidence, and your freedom depend on it. The moment to start is now. Be who you want to be, don't just talk about it. Because when you live that truth, you stop chasing validation forever. Before you go, remember this. True strength isn't found in others' approval. It's built from the unshakable foundation of self-respect. The Stoics knew this well, said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Stop chasing the fleeting shadows of validation and start standing firmly in your own truth. Take these 12 lessons to heart, let them shape how you see yourself, and watch how your life transforms. The power to live with dignity and peace has always been in your hands, so step into that power today. If you found value here, hit like, subscribe, and share this message with anyone who needs a reminder that their worth isn't up for debate. Stay strong, stay grounded, and keep walking your path with the quiet confidence of a true Stoic. See you in the next one. What if I told you that sharing every detail of your life, your struggles, your triumphs, even your daily thoughts, could actually be giving away your power? In a world obsessed with oversharing, social media updates, and constant validation, it's easy to forget the wisdom of the Stoics. They taught us that true strength lies in mastering ourselves, not in broadcasting our every move. Imagine how much calmer, more focused, and resilient you could become by simply holding back, by choosing what truly deserves your energy and attention. In this video, Stop Telling Everyone What Happens in Your Life, 13 Lessons of Stoicism. We dive deep into the timeless teachings of Stoicism, lessons that will change how you relate to your own story and the world around you. These powerful principles will help you reclaim your inner peace, build emotional resilience, and protect your mental space from unnecessary noise. Stay with us until the very end, because the final lessons hold the key to unlocking a life of quiet strength and unshakable calm. Ready to transform the way you live and share your journey? Let's get started. Number 1, value your privacy. Let's talk about something simple but powerful: valuing your privacy. In today's world, it's almost automatic to share everything: your thoughts, your feelings, your wins, your struggles. But what if I told you that holding back, protecting your personal life, is actually a form of strength? The Stoics knew this well. They understood that not everything needs to be broadcasted to the world. Reminds us, if anyone can refute me, show me I'm making a mistake or looking at things from the wrong perspective, I'll gladly change. It's the truth I'm after, and the truth never harmed anyone. This pursuit of truth starts within, quietly and privately. When you value your privacy, you're choosing to guard your inner world. You stop giving others power over your emotions by oversharing. You keep your peace intact. You stop relying on outside approval and start tuning into your own compass. Imagine the freedom in that, being anchored by your own judgments rather than the noisy opinions of others. Here's the thing: sharing is not bad in itself, but oversharing dilutes your energy and focus. When you constantly narrate your life, you invite judgment, distraction, and unnecessary stress. You open doors to influence that's outside your control. The Stoics urge you to focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, not on how the world responds to your every move. How do you start valuing your privacy today? First, practice mindful sharing. Before you say or post anything, ask yourself, is this necessary? Is it helpful? Does this add value to my life or the lives of others? If the answer isn't a confident yes, hold back. Keep some parts of your journey sacred. This builds strength and self-respect. Next, try this exercise. For 1 week, limit what you share about your personal challenges. Instead, journal privately. Write down what you're feeling, what you're struggling with, and what you're learning, but keep it for yourself. This isn't about bottling up emotions. It's about nurturing your inner wisdom away from external noise. When you keep your reflections private, you deepen your understanding and build resilience. Remember Seneca's wisdom: we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. By keeping your worries and doubts contained, you reduce the chance they spiral out of control through gossip or overexposure. You gain clarity and calm. You owe it to yourself to protect your mental space. Think of your life as a garden. Not every seed of thought needs to be planted where anyone can trample it. Some ideas need quiet, nurturing soil to grow strong roots before they blossom. Valuing your privacy is choosing that quiet soil. So start today. Slow down your urge to broadcast. Build a habit of thoughtful sharing. Let your growth be a personal journey first, and only share what strengthens you. The peace and power you gain will ripple into every part of your life. This is more than self-restraint, it's reclaiming your freedom. Your life story is yours to tell, but the best chapters are often the ones written in silence. Take control, value your privacy, and watch how your inner strength flourishes. Number 2, control your emotions. You've got to understand something crucial. Emotions are not your enemy, but when left unchecked, they become your master. Stoicism teaches us this deeply. Your feelings don't have to dictate your life. The moment you give your emotions free rein, you hand over your power, and that's the last thing you want. Picture this: life throws curveballs, people say things, events unfold. Your instinct, react, sometimes explosively, sometimes retreating, sometimes drowning in self-pity. But here's the truth: you get to choose. You can't always choose what happens, but you can always choose how you respond. The great Stoic emperor said it simply: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This isn't just a fancy quote to tuck away. It's a call to arms. Your mind is your fortress. Guard it fiercely. So how do you actually control your emotions? How do you break that habit of reacting before thinking? First, practice pause. That's right. the power of a moment's silence. When you feel anger rising, frustration bubbling, or anxiety creeping in, stop. Just stop. Take a deep breath. Count to 5. This tiny pause rewires your brain, shifting from knee-jerk reaction to thoughtful action. Next, name your emotions. Sounds simple, it's not. When you label what you're feeling, I am angry, I am anxious, I feel disappointed, you take away their invisible power. Naming is owning. Once you own your feelings, you no longer let them own you. Remember Epictetus's words. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your emotions are signals, not commands. They inform you, but they don't define your choices. You can train this muscle. Every day, challenge yourself to notice your emotional state without diving into it. Reflect before responding. Maybe jot down a quick note in a journal about moments when you felt overwhelmed. Ask yourself, did I respond from control or chaos? What could I do differently next time? Here's a simple exercise to try. When a strong emotion hits, visualize holding a steering wheel. That wheel is your control. You steer where your life goes, no matter the road bumps. Let your feelings be passengers, not drivers. Don't mistake controlling emotions for suppressing them. Stoicism isn't about becoming a cold robot. It's about mastering yourself, allowing feelings without being ruled by them. You acknowledge the heat without getting burned. Challenge yourself. Next time you're tempted to spill every detail of your emotional life to the world, pause and ask, what's gained? What's lost? Often, sharing your emotional turmoil widely only feeds the chaos. Keep your power close. Protect your inner calm fiercely. By controlling your emotions, you step into the driver's seat of your life. You become the architect of your peace, your resilience, your joy. Don't hand that blueprint over to fleeting feelings or outside noise. You're stronger than your emotions. Let that truth sink deep. Start small, start now, take control. Number 3, focus on what you can control. All right, let's dive into this, because focusing on what you can control is absolutely game-changing. Imagine carrying around a backpack full of things that don't even belong to you, weighing you down every single day. That's what happens when you waste energy on things beyond your reach. It's exhausting. And Stoicism, it's here to remind you to drop that unnecessary baggage and live lighter. So here's the truth. You can't control everything. You won't always shape outcomes, change other people's actions, or stop the unexpected from happening. But, and this is key, you can control your reactions, your mindset, and your effort. This distinction isn't just a philosophical idea to nod along to, it's a powerful call to action. When you start truly focusing only on what's within your grasp, your energy shifts from frustration and anxiety to clarity and power. The Stoic emperor said it well, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Feel that? Strength doesn't come from bending the world to your will. It comes from bending your will to meet the world head-on, without wasting energy on what you cannot change. Now let's get practical. First, identify the line between what's in your control and what is. Ask yourself, is this thought, action, or outcome something I can influence directly? If yes, lean into it. If not, release it. It sounds simple, but your mind will try to pull you back into the swamp of worry about things like other people's opinions, past mistakes, or future uncertainties. Here's a little exercise. Each morning, write down 3 things you can control today. Maybe your attitude, your work on a project, or how you treat people. Then write down 3 things you can't control, like traffic, weather, or someone's mood. Remind yourself throughout the day which list you're focusing on. It rewires your attention to where it belongs. Next, practice mindfulness. When you catch yourself spiraling into what-ifs or should-haves, pause, breathe deeply. Tell yourself, this is outside my control. I choose to let it go. Doing this consistently rewires your brain away from stress and towards calm resilience. Stoicism urges you to see obstacles not as dead ends, but as chances to exercise your control, your choice of attitude. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You have the ultimate say in your internal world, no matter what chaos brews outside. So start today. Cut the mental chatter about what you can't fix. Channel your energy into what you can change, your thoughts, your focus, your actions. Watch how that shift feels. It's freeing, it's empowering, and it's the foundation for a life that's not ruled by external chaos but guided by your steady hand. You don't have to share every struggle or victory with the world. You don't need validation from others for your inner peace. By focusing on what you control, you build a fortress inside, unshakable, steady, yours. Now take a breath, begin focus, own your power, the rest, let it go. Number 4, avoid seeking external validation. If there's one thing Stoicism teaches us that can radically shift how you feel about yourself and your life, it's this. Stop chasing approval from others. Avoid seeking external validation. Sounds simple, right? But how often do you find yourself checking your phone after posting something, hopping for likes or comments? Or maybe you catch yourself explaining your choices to others, as if you need their nod to feel okay. This craving for outside approval quietly drains your energy and steals your peace. It's time to break free. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic teachers, said it perfectly. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. What if your worth didn't depend on other people's opinions? What if your sense of self was anchored firmly inside, untouched by applause or criticism? That's the power you want to tap into. When you stop living for others' validation, you reclaim your time, your energy, and your freedom. Here's the truth. Validation from others is fleeting, unpredictable, and often beyond your control. But your inner judgment, that's yours alone, and it's the only approval that truly matters. So how do you start? How do you stop looking outward and start trusting yourself? First, practice this daily. When you catch yourself seeking approval, maybe replaying a conversation or worrying about what someone might think, pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, I control my actions and reactions, not others' opinions. This simple mental reset begins to untangle the hold external validation has on you. Next, make it a habit to journal for 5 minutes every evening. Write down moments from your day where you acted with integrity, courage, or kindness, no matter how small. Don't write for anyone else. Write for yourself. This practice trains your mind to value your own standards over external applause. Remember wisdom. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. When you focus on doing what you believe is right, regardless of what others think, you build an unshakable foundation. Your self-worth becomes a reflection of your values, not a reflection of others' approval. Another powerful exercise is to catch yourself before sharing every detail of your life. Ask, why do I want to share this? Am I looking for sympathy, praise, or distraction? When you start answering honestly, you'll find your desire to broadcast your life slowly fades, replaced by a quiet confidence that you don't need an audience to validate your journey. Let go of the need to explain, defend, or justify yourself. When you do, you'll notice a calm, steady strength growing inside you. You'll no longer be tossed around by the waves of other people's opinions, because your sense of worth is anchored deep within. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice, a commitment. But every time you resist the pull of external validation, you grow stronger. You reclaim your peace, and you step closer to living a life true to who you really are, not who others want you to be. So start now. Catch yourself seeking approval. Pause, reflect, choose your own approval instead. This is your life. Own it quietly, confidently, and fully. Number 5, practice self-discipline. If there's one thing the Stoics nailed, it's self-discipline. Seriously, this isn't about some strict, joyless grind. It's about taking control of your mind and actions so you don't get tossed around by every whim or distraction. Imagine what it would feel like to live each day with that quiet inner strength, where you're the captain steering your ship, not the waves crashing against it. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That's the heart of it. Without self-discipline, you're giving away your freedom. You let your moods, cravings, and the endless noise around you decide how you feel and what you do. But when you build discipline, you reclaim that power. You set your own rhythm. You choose your responses rather than react impulsively. So how do you build this muscle? Start small. Pick one area in your life where you want more control. Maybe it's your morning routine, your phone habits, or how you respond to stress. Don't overwhelm yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is discipline. Try this. Each morning, decide on one simple, non-negotiable action you will take, no matter what. It could be making your bed, writing a sentence in a journal, or simply sitting quietly for a few minutes. Stick to it. No excuses. When you commit to this small task, you train your mind to follow through, even when motivation dips. Here's another thing reminds us. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Your discipline isn't about controlling the world, it's about mastering your inner world. When you practice restraint, resisting the urge to overshare your life, to give in to distraction, or to react emotionally, you build a fortress of calm and clarity. Over time, this becomes a habit. The more you practice saying no to impulsive urges and yes to what aligns with your values, the stronger your discipline grows. And here's the beautiful part. Discipline frees you. It frees you from anxiety, regret, and the chaos of scattered attention. It lets you live with intention. So take a moment. Reflect on where you can tighten the reins in your daily life. Choose one habit to strengthen your discipline. Set a clear goal, commit to it every day, and watch how this simple act shifts your entire mindset. Remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. You have everything you need to start. The power is in your hands, and as the Stoics teach, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Start now. Be your own master. Number 6, embrace inner peace. All right, let's talk about something that can completely change how you feel every single day. Embracing inner peace. This isn't just some vague, new idea. It's a powerful Stoic lesson that invites you to stop letting the chaos outside control what's happening inside you. Imagine that, choosing calm, clarity, and peace even when the world feels noisy and overwhelming. You might be thinking, how do I even begin to find this inner peace? Here's a secret straight from You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The moment you accept that your peace is yours to protect, you're already halfway there. Inner peace isn't about shutting out the world or pretending everything's perfect. It's about refusing to let external drama steal your calm. So what can you do right now? Start small. When your mind races with worries or you feel the urge to spill your life story to everyone, pause, breathe, ask yourself, is sharing this going to help me find peace or stir up more noise? You have the choice to guard your inner sanctuary like a treasure. Remember, Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your reaction is your power. Try this exercise. Set aside 5 minutes daily to sit quietly and focus only on your breath. When thoughts creep in, and they will, acknowledge them, then gently bring your focus back to breathing. This trains your mind to step back from every little distraction or emotional surge. Over time, this calm will grow stronger and start to spill into your everyday moments. Another game changer, Practice gratitude, not just the usual thankful for my life stuff, but gratitude for your ability to control your response. When frustration rises, remind yourself, I am in charge of my mind. This shift rewires your brain to lean into peace instead of chaos. Here's the real challenge, and it's worth every bit of effort. Resist the urge to share every detail of your life to seek validation or sympathy. This often comes from a restless mind looking for approval, but the Stoics teach you to be self-sufficient in your peace. Your story, your struggles, they don't need a public audience to be real or important. Start building this habit today. Protect your peace like a shield. When you feel the impulse to overshare, take a breath, reflect, and choose silence or thoughtful sharing instead. You'll notice a surprising calm settling inside you, like an anchor holding firm even in storms. So, are you ready? Choose peace. Guard it fiercely. Make it your daily practice and watch how your life begins to transform from the inside out. Because true strength isn't about controlling everything around you, it's about mastering your own mind and embracing the calm that's always been within reach. Number 7, accept impermanence. You've probably noticed how much energy you waste resisting change, clinging to what feels safe, holding tight to people, moments, and things that you think should stay the same forever. But here's the truth Stoicism reminds us: nothing lasts. Everything shifts, moves, fades. Life's nature is impermanence, and fighting it only drains your peace. Imagine waking up every day knowing this, fully accepting that what you have now, your feelings, your relationships, your plans, they are all temporary. Not in a gloomy, fatalistic way, but in a clear-eyed, empowering way. It frees you. When you accept impermanence, you stop fearing loss, disappointment, and change. Instead, you learn to flow with life's rhythm, adapting and growing stronger. Said, observe constantly that all things take place by change, and accustom yourself to consider that the nature of the universe loves nothing so much as to change the things that are and to make new things like them. Let that sink in. The universe loves change. It's not your enemy. You become your own enemy when you resist it. So how do you start embracing impermanence right now? First, shift your mindset. Begin to notice when you're holding on too tightly. Maybe it's a grudge, a fear, or even a particular vision of how your life should be. Catch that thought and remind yourself, this too shall pass. Repeat it like a mantra. Feel it in your bones. Next, practice daily gratitude, but with a twist. Don't just thank the universe for what you have. Thank it for the fleeting beauty of the moment, for the way the sun slips behind clouds or how laughter bursts out unexpectedly. By appreciating impermanence, you deepen your experience of life. You stop waiting for the perfect time to be happy because you realize every moment holds its own perfection, even if it's temporary. You can also experiment with small, deliberate acts of letting go. Clean your space and donate things you don't need. Unfollow social media accounts that drain you. Give yourself permission to change your opinions or routines. Each step is a practice in embracing that nothing stays the same, and that's okay. Remember Epictetus's words: don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will go on well. Accepting impermanence isn't about giving up control. It's about shifting control inward, towards your reactions, your mindset, your inner calm. Here's a practical exercise for you. Once a day, sit quietly and imagine something you treasure slowly slipping away, like a favorite habit, a relationship, or even your current job. Don't push the thought away. Instead, breathe deeply and let the feeling wash over you. Feel the sting, the sadness, the fear. Then say to yourself, I accept this. Change is natural. I will adapt. This prepares your mind for real-life changes and builds resilience. By accepting impermanence, you stop broadcasting every little drama, every slight disappointment, every high and low. You find strength in your silence. You become less reactive, less dependent on outside validation. You reclaim your power. So start now. Let go of what you can't keep. Embrace what comes next. You'll find a deeper, steadier peace waiting for you on the other side. Number 8, cultivate resilience. All right, let's dive into cultivating resilience. The kind of resilience that doesn't just help you bounce back but pushes you forward. You've got to understand this. Resilience isn't some magical trait you're born with. It's a skill, a muscle, something you build every day, one choice at a time. The Stoics nailed this long ago, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That's the heartbeat of resilience. You might not control what life throws at you, but you absolutely control how you respond. And that response, that's where your power lives. So how do you start? First, recognize that setbacks, failures, and challenges aren't the enemy. They're your training ground. Every time you face a difficulty and refuse to let it define you, you're reinforcing your resilience. But this takes practice. It's a daily grind and it demands patience. Here's a practical step. When something knocks you down, don't rush to share every detail with the world. Instead, sit with it, feel it, reflect on it quietly. Ask yourself, what can I learn here? How can this make me stronger? Resist the urge to vent or seek validation immediately. This builds that inner fortress where your strength is forged away from the noise. Another exercise, build small discomforts into your routine. Take cold showers, wake up a bit earlier, or hold a difficult conversation you've been avoiding. These tiny acts are resilience reps. They train you to sit with discomfort without running from it. As Seneca advised, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. And don't mistake resilience for stubbornness or denial. It's not about ignoring pain or pretending everything's fine. It's about embracing reality fully and then choosing your next move with clarity and courage. Resilience means standing tall not because you don't feel pressure, but because you've learned how to carry it with grace. Now here's a challenge for you. For the next week, whenever something stressful happens, pause. Don't immediately share it or react. Instead, journal your thoughts privately. Write what you're feeling and what you're learning from it. Then, take a moment to breathe deeply and choose a constructive action, no matter how small. You'll start to notice a shift. That impulse to overshare will fade. Your mind will become your ally instead of a chaotic playground. And with each challenge, your resilience will grow stronger, quietly and steadily. Remember, resilience is not a destination. It's a way of being. As Epictetus put it, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Start today, build your fortress within, and watch how your life transforms when you stop telling everyone what happens and start mastering what happens inside you. Number 9, don't dwell on others' opinions. Let's talk about something that sneaks into your mind way too often, what others think of you. You might not even realize it, but dwelling on others' opinions can quietly take over your peace of mind. The Stoics nailed this centuries ago when Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." What others think is outside your control, yet so many of us hand over our power by letting their judgments shape how we feel and act. You've got to stop. Seriously, stop obsessing over everyone's thoughts about your life. It's exhausting. And here's the truth. People's opinions say a lot more about them than they do about you. When you dwell on their views, you're giving away your freedom, your peace, to someone who doesn't even live your life. That's not just unwise, it's self-sabotage. Now, how do you shift this? Start by becoming hyper-aware of your reactions. The moment you catch yourself worrying about what someone might think, pause. Ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, and in this case it always is, then redirect your energy. Your focus belongs on your own actions, your own values. reminds us, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. But here's the catch: don't change to please others. Change because it's aligned with your own principles. Let your compass be your own integrity, not the ever-shifting opinions around you. Here's a practical habit to build. Every day, spend 5 minutes reflecting on your values. Write down what matters most to you. Then, when you start to spiral into worry about what others think, pull out that list. Remind yourself, this is your truth. Other people's opinions are just noise. Another exercise is to practice mentally distancing yourself from judgments. Imagine those opinions like clouds passing in the sky. You see them, but you don't have to grab hold or follow them. This simple mental trick helps create space and calm when your mind feels crowded. Remember, the goal isn't to become indifferent or cold. It's to reclaim your mental space. When you stop feeding the beast of external validation, you'll find an inner calm and clarity that's unstoppable. You'll start acting with more confidence because you're rooted in what you believe, not what you fear others might think. So today, make a promise to yourself. You will stop dwelling on others' opinions. You will guard your peace fiercely. You will live for your own values, your own growth. Because at the end of the day, that's what the Stoics lived by, and it's what will make you truly free. Number 10, be mindful of your words. You might not realize it, but every time you speak, you're casting a little ripple into the world. Words have power. They shape how others see you, how you see yourself, and even how your inner world takes form. The Stoics knew this well. Once reminded us that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and those thoughts find their way out through your words. So here's the deal. Be careful what you say, especially about your life. When you constantly tell others what's happening, you're giving away more than just information. You're surrendering control. You hand over your peace, your privacy, and your power to people who might not even understand or appreciate it. What if you shifted the way you speak? What if you treated your words like precious coins, spending them wisely and sparingly? This isn't about shutting down or hiding. It's about choosing when to share and when to hold back, about protecting your inner world with care. It's about recognizing that silence can be a form of strength, not weakness. Here's a simple exercise you can start today. Before you say anything about your personal life, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Is this helpful? Does this serve me or those I'm speaking to? If the answer isn't a clear yes, consider holding that thought inside. You might find that your conversations become richer, deeper, and more meaningful when you don't overshare. Remember Epictetus's wisdom. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Imagine the power in listening more and speaking less. When you do speak, your words carry weight. People listen because what you say matters. That's the kind of respect you want to cultivate, not just from others, but from yourself. Another thing to notice is how your words shape your reality. When you endlessly narrate every detail of your day, every struggle, every triumph, you're creating a story in your mind that feels larger than it needs to be. It can make your problems feel heavier, your joys smaller. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, and your words are within that control. Choose them wisely to shape your mindset, not to feed distractions. Try this. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you chose not to share but felt glad you kept to yourself. This practice trains your mind to value discretion and reminds you how powerful it is to be the keeper of your own story. In the quiet, in the restraint, you'll find freedom. Freedom from the judgment of others, freedom from the need to validate yourself constantly, freedom from the endless chatter that clouds your clarity. Be mindful of your words, not because you're afraid of speaking, but because you respect yourself enough to speak with intention. You're not just a storyteller to the world, you're the guardian of your inner life. And that responsibility is something worth honoring every single day. Number 11, prioritize actions over words. You need to understand this right now. What you do matters way more than what you say. It's easy to get caught up in talking, explaining, promising, planning, telling everyone about your intentions. But talking alone won't get you anywhere. It's your actions, the quiet moves you make when no one's watching, that truly define who you are. The Stoics knew this well. Didn't brag about his wisdom or strength. He showed it day in and day out. And that's the real power, being a person of substance, not just sound. Think about it. When you prioritize your actions, you shift the focus inward. You stop wasting energy on crafting the perfect story about your life and start building the life itself. Words can deceive others and even yourself. They can create an illusion of progress that isn't real, but actions, they're undeniable. They carry weight. They're the real currency of change. Epictetus said it simply, don't just say you have read books, show that through them you have learned to live better. You don't need to announce your goals, your struggles, or your victories. Instead, live those goals. Let your results speak. Let your behavior become the loudest statement you make. When you act first and speak less, people notice. They respect you. You create trust not with empty talk, but with consistent effort. Here's the thing, prioritizing action is not about silence, it's about meaning. It's about cutting the noise and focusing on what moves the needle in your life. It's about discipline. It's about authenticity. When you stop announcing every detail, you free yourself from the pressure of public judgment. You reclaim your power. Your energy flows into progress, not into justification. So how do you start? Here are a few practical steps. Set clear, small daily intentions that require action. Not just I want to be healthier, but today I will walk 20 minutes. Then do it. Limit your sharing. Before you tell anyone about your plans or feelings, ask yourself, will sharing this help me act better or just distract me? Create an action journal. Write down what you did today, not what you plan to do. Celebrate those real steps, no matter how small. Practice action before announcement. Whenever you feel the urge to talk about a goal or problem, hold back. Act on it first, then if you want, share your progress later. Remember, Stoicism teaches us to control what's in our power, our choices and actions. Words often drift away like smoke, but your actions build the reality you live in. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. That's Epictetus again. Be the person who acts, who improves, who perseveres quietly but relentlessly. Stop letting your words fill the space that should belong to your deeds. Take action. Prioritize it. Let your life be the proof, not your speech. You don't need to tell everyone what happens in your life. Just show up, do the work, and let your actions tell the story worth hearing. Number 12, maintain humility. When it comes to living a life grounded in Stoic wisdom, maintaining humility is more than just a nice-to-have. It's absolutely essential. But what does humility really mean for you? It's not about shrinking yourself or hiding away. It's about seeing yourself clearly without illusions or arrogance. Reminded us, do not think that what is hard for you to master is humanly impossible. But if a thing is humanly possible, consider it to be within your reach. Humility helps you accept where you are right now and stay open to growth without the ego getting in the way. You've got to stop feeling like you need to prove something to the world all the time. Instead, lean into the quiet strength that comes from knowing your limits and your potential. When you stop broadcasting every little detail of your life, you protect your energy and focus on what really matters, becoming better, not just looking better to others. Humility grounds you, reminding you that no matter how much you achieve or learn, there's always room to grow. So how do you cultivate this humility? Start by practicing self-reflection daily. Take 5 minutes each evening to ask yourself, Where did my ego get in the way today? When did I feel the urge to boast or seek approval? Write it down without judgment. This simple exercise shines a light on those subtle moments when pride sneaks in. Awareness is the first step toward change. Another powerful practice is embracing your mistakes openly, at least to yourself. The Stoics weren't about denying faults, they were about recognizing them calmly and using them as fuel to improve. Try telling yourself, "I'm human and errors are part of my journey." Repeat it until you believe it. This softens your inner critic and helps you avoid defensive reactions when things don't go as planned. Remember Seneca's words, "No man was ever wise by chance." Wisdom is a product of humility, curiosity, and constant effort. It means you're always learning, always adapting, and never settling for the comfort of false pride. When you cultivate humility, you also invite genuine connection with others, because you're not focused on outshining anyone, but on growing alongside them. Here's a simple, daily habit to build humility. Before you speak or act, pause and ask yourself, is this coming from a place of true confidence or just ego? This moment of mindfulness helps you catch those moments when pride tries to take over. Over time, this pause will become second nature, making humility a natural part of who you are. So lean into humility, not as a burden but as a powerful tool. It frees you from the need to constantly impress and instead grounds you in your authentic self. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to focus on your own growth, quiet, steady, unstoppable. You're not just living, you're evolving every single day. And that's the real power of humility. Number 13, develop emotional independence. You've got to understand this right now. Your emotions are yours alone. They don't belong to anyone else. When you keep running to others to validate how you feel, you give away your power. Stoicism teaches you to build emotional independence. This means learning to stand firm inside yourself, no matter what life throws your way or what others say about you. Once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. That's the core of emotional independence. The world will never fully cooperate with your desires, so expecting it to do so is a losing game. Instead, focus on what you can control, your own mind and reactions. When you do that, you stop being a puppet to your emotions or other people's opinions. Here's the truth you must face. Chasing external approval or constantly sharing your struggles out loud often leads to dependency. It's like building a house on quicksand. No matter how much attention or sympathy you get, it's unstable and fleeting. Emotional independence means you find calm within yourself, unshaken, not needing to prove anything or explain yourself constantly. So how do you get there? Start small but commit daily. When something bothers you, resist the urge to spill it immediately. Pause, ask yourself, what is within my control here? Maybe you can't change the situation, but you can change your attitude toward it. This simple habit rewires your brain to shift focus from external chaos to internal steadiness. Next, practice self-reflection. Set aside a few minutes each day to sit quietly with your thoughts. Notice what emotions arise. Don't fight them, just observe. Label them anger, frustration, fear without judgment. This builds awareness. Awareness builds control. Control builds freedom. Another powerful exercise. Imagine your emotions as weather. Storms come and go, but you are the sky, vast, steady, and unaffected by the turbulence below. When you feel overwhelmed, remind yourself, this feeling is temporary. It does not define me. Repeat this until it sinks into your bones. You must also learn to stop seeking constant reassurance. This doesn't mean shutting people out, but choosing when and how you share. Pick your moments wisely. Share to connect, not to feel better about yourself. If you become your own rock, you won't need to broadcast every twist and turn of your life to find peace. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This may sting, but it's liberating. Once you're emotionally independent, the opinions of others lose their grip on your happiness. You don't need a crowd to confirm your worth. Start today. Begin with these steps. When emotions rise, breathe deeply and ask, "Is this in my control?" Journal your feelings instead of sharing them immediately. Picture yourself as the steady sky above fleeting storms. Resist the urge for instant validation by pausing before speaking. This is your path to freedom, freedom from needing constant approval, from emotional turbulence driven by others, from the chaos of external drama. Build your fortress of calm inside. You will be unstoppable. Thanks for sticking around and diving into these 13 powerful Stoic lessons with me. Remember, you don't owe the world every detail of your life. Your energy is too precious to waste on constant explanations and justifications. Instead, focus on what truly matters: your actions, your growth, and your peace of mind. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this reminder today. And drop a comment below which lesson hit you the hardest. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Keep living quietly, acting boldly, and mastering yourself. Until next time, stay strong, stay steady, and keep walking your own path. See you soon.